your gambling approach at Vegas, knowing you're a competitor, knowing it's Vegas, you have a good time, you enjoy it. Are you winning on the tables and in the rodeo? What's the deal?
Some people do, some don't. I don't know.
What's the craziest Vegas? I want to know, what is your approach, but then also I want to know the craziest gambling Vegas story you've ever heard.
I mean, I hope Dustin doesn't mind me telling this story, but I'm going to tell it because this was the craziest thing I've ever heard. We're sitting there in the little lounge before the 7th round last year. Everybody knows, Dustin plays blackjack. He's good at it. He knows all the rules. He's very good gambler. But we're sitting there and Jiggers walks by. He goes, "Dustin, how's them tables been?" He said, "Man, pretty good." He goes, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, better than the rodeo." And he's like, "Whatever," because Dustin's great. I think at that point he'd won $40,000 in the rodeo. He'd won good checks. He hasn't had just an extremely good NFR, but he's been winning checks, whatever. He said, "No, for real, it's been better than the rodeo because I'm up 55." And I just was listening. I hadn't said a word, and I pop up 5,500, 55,000 was what he had won, which he's a big time. That's unbelievable. Winning more on the tables in Vegas than you had at the rodeo, and he ended up, I think, winning one of the rounds or placing good in a couple of the later rounds. But anyways, that was an unreal gambling
it's funny because you see, I see stories of Dana White and Taylor Lewan, I think it is, and these dudes were busting with the boys, gambling these high stakes. They were going to make it, throw it out there, and people make a lot of money at the NFR. I didn't, some people may gamble a lot too. I was curious.
Yeah, they said. So now they pay you after, but they said back in the day they would if you win the round, it'd be in your account soon
or next day
of or next day or whatever. And they said there was some pretty crazy stories about guys losing
their whole
round win. Went back when the round paid $13,000, which was only 10 years ago. The round at the NFR only paid $13,000, and there's stories about guys losing their whole check before they run their next one. But
so
don't count. I ain't doing that. I plan. I've never had success in Vegas, really. I've never really done very good there, or as good as I've wanted to.
Which I don't know if you care if I share this, but you said the one approach, because I want to get into what are some strategies you got for listeners who this is. Let's put a disclaimer. If this is not real advice. This is just for fun. Don't ever do what we're about to say. I don't want to get freaking.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Don't try this at home, right? But I heard you say, man, every time I go. I go up to my room, and every morning I go buy a roulette table. I throw some money on it, and then I leave.
I said I will put $100 on black every morning, whether I win or lose. This is previous years. I'd put $100 on black every morning, and whether I win or lose, I leave. And one year I just kept winning. I think I won like 600. Which, if you think about it, if you do that 14 times, what you'd have to win. So you'd have to win 10. You'd have to win 10 out of 14 to be up 600, actually, because you won 10, lost 4. That means, I was winning at a pretty high rate. So that's 5 out of 7. I don't even know what that is. It's 80-something%, but
the roulette table gets me bad because I'll see black, and I'm like, well, surely it's a red, but really, that's kind of like this deal what you said about it. October 1st pays you the same as September 30th. It's 50-50 every time.
Well, 48 because I got them greens, but yeah.
Every time. It doesn't matter how many freaking blacks or how many reds.
Those casinos, those mega casinos weren't built on winners. Okay.
Yeah.
You going in there and kicking their asses and how they built them casinos and keep them lights running. So,
which makes you think. Anyways, fellas.
I love it. I love gambling. I love it. I don't let myself lose too much, but I definitely like it. To answer your question about Vegas, no, I'm not going to be gambling. Hopefully I just absolutely kill them in the rodeo, and then I might stay in Vegas for a week after and have some fun for some vacation and time. But I plan on going and kicking ass for a couple weeks.
Boys, last fun thing, Brayden, you can go first. Your MJ rodeo moment, your favorite rodeo moment you can think of that was like, man, if I think of like the most fun I had watching rodeo, I think of this moment.
Watching,
not competing.
For me, it's I wouldn't say fun, but watching Cody Ogan injured in the 9th round of, I don't remember what year, the NFR, and finishing his run. That's just such a cool run. He tears his ACL, cuts his rope, and he's holding on, getting drugged. He keeps held on. Give you goosebumps every time if you watch the video. Climbs himself up to the calf, flanks him, and ties him before before the clock, hits 25.
It was right
so.
at it. I don't know if it even went maybe a second. Did it get it done before?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
it
not.
might have been a second after. I don't know. But
either way, he got it done.
That'll give you chills, bro. I mean, he hits and you can tell he's messed up. And that was crazy.
After he ties it, he falls back.
Oh, yeah. That was unreal.
God, we gotta talk about him. Get him on the pod and get him to talk about that.
Oh, for sure. Coolest one for me, probably the first one that comes to mind that I wasn't a part of was the 6'4", 6'1" this year at the finals. Like, I know that calf of Shad's got up, but that Thomas and Mack went unreal. That was insane. And back-to-back runs. I mean, what Shad did right there was pretty crazy. Obviously, Haven 6'4", that's record's been there. What Cody was 6'5" in 03. So 20 years later, Haven goes 6'4", and the next run, Shad goes 6'1", and I know the calf got up, but wow, unbelievable. Wow, we were there. This is legit 240, 250 pound calves. I mean, this ain't no bullshit. I mean, they went 6'4", 6'1" straight up with all the pressure. Thomas and Mack, Haven Medgett's trying to chase down Riley Webb for a gold buckle. It was just unreal.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've never seen a 6'1", and I don't think people would realize it because, we think of like the NFR's, the best opportunity to go fast, but there's actually other jackpots and rodeos that are more conducive to going 6'1".
Yeah, for sure.
Than the finals on those size calves. So yeah, hats off to it. That was special. Obviously, I got to be back there and watch that. So
feel it, man.
Yeah,
feel the freaking electricity, the ground shaking. There wasn't a person sitting down in their seats when that happened. I mean, it was
wild. Those are the type of things when that happens. Whenever that all their calf ropers are just like what the heck? That was insane. Everyone's it was.
Yeah, that's just a cool moment.
Yeah,
everyone's excited.
Everyone loves it. You know what I mean?
Everybody.
Yes. It's like, this is good for our sport. You know what I mean? To see it progress.
Yeah, because all we hear, is, calf ropers suck now and everything else. Calf ropers went downhill. They used to rope so much better back in the day, whatever. I mean, I'll just speak for the Shad and Haven don't suck. So that's all I got to say. Go get you some. Go rope against one of them guys.